Um, okay, let's unpack this. You know the drill. You walk into a high-end sports bar, or maybe you peek into a security control room and you see that massive wall of screens. It looks absolutely seamless.
Yeah, it's the classic duck on a pond scenario, right? Calm on the surface, but frantic paddling underneath. Because if you've ever peeked behind the rack, you know the truth.
Oh, absolutely. It's usually a rat's nest of cabling, distinct processors, and likely a few headaches regarding signal lag.
Right.
But today we're looking at a piece of hardware that claims to calm the water. We are doing a deep dive into the Zenty ZT-117 2x2 4K 60Hz video wall controller. We've pulled the specs and features directly from HDTV Supply, and our mission here is pretty specific.
We want to see if this single box actually pulls off being the Swiss Army knife of professional visual displays.
Exactly.
'Cause that is a big promise.
Yeah.
I mean, usually to get a matrix switcher, a video wall processor, and a multi-viewer, you were shopping for 3 separate expensive components. The Zenty is trying to consolidate all that logic into one rack-mountable unit.
So let's test that versatility. Physically, we're looking at 2 inputs and 4 outputs. On paper, that sounds limited, but it seems the flexibility comes from the 3 modes it operates in. Start us off with the bread and butter, which is matrix switching.
Sure, this is your standard routing scenario. You've got a couple of sources, say a cable box and a digital signage player and 4 screens. In matrix mode, you can route either of those inputs to any of the outputs. But what's fascinating here is the seamless switching.
That's a term that gets thrown around a lot. In this context, does it actually mean 0 black frames?
It should, yes.
Yeah.
In cheaper setups, when you switch sources, the screen has to re-handshake with the new signal giving you.
An annoying 3-second blackout.
Right, exactly. This unit keeps the sync active. You cut from source A to source B, and it's an instant cut. No black screen, no blue screen, no lag.
Which is crucial for keeping viewers immersed. This brings us to the second personality, and probably the reason most people buy this, the video wall mode.
This is where the processor takes a single source up to 4K resolution and stretches it across those 4 outputs.
And it's not just a standard 2x2 grid, right? Because the notes mentioned 10 different configurations.
That's where it gets interesting for designers. Yes, you can do the big rectangle, but you can also do a 1x4 horizontal strip for a ticker or a 4x1 vertical skyscraper. It gives you creative aspect ratios that standard TVs just can't do on their own.
Then you have the third mode, which seems to be the exact inverse, the multi-viewer.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, this is your control room mode. Instead of spreading one image out, it crushes up to 4 signals onto a single screen using 5 different presets.
So picture-in-picture on steroids.
Essentially, you can have your game, your security feed, and your stock ticker all running on one display simultaneously. Doing that without a dedicated PC usually requires a very expensive standalone processor.
Let's get into the weeds a bit. The learner details regarding image quality. The unit supports up to 4K resolution at 60 Hz, which is standard, but I want to drill down on bezel adjustment. Why is this feature emphasized so heavily?
Because without it, your beautiful video wall looks broken. Every TV has a physical frame. If you just slice an image into 4 quarters and push it to the screens, the image looks disjointed. A diagonal line won't line up from one screen to the next.
Like looking through a window pane with thick wooden bars.
Exactly. Bezel adjustment doesn't just hide the frame, it actually deletes the pixels that would theoretically be behind the plastic bezel. It corrects the geometry. So when your eye tracks a line across the screens, it jumps the gap perfectly so people don't look cut off.
There's another feature here that sounds counterintuitive. The rotate function. It flips the image 180 degrees. Why would I want my content upside down?
You don't want the content upside down, you want the TV upside down.
Okay, walk me through that.
Most displays have a thicker bezel at the bottom, the chin where the logo is. If you're stacking TVs, you don't want that thick chin right in the middle of your image.
Yeah.
So you flip the top row of TVs upside down for creative screen mounting.
Oh, I see. Now the thin top bezels of both rows are touching, creating a razor-thin seam?
Precisely. And the Zenty flips the signal electronically, so the image still looks right side up. It solves a hardware problem with software. And it also handles upscaling and downscaling, so you can feed it a 1080p source, and it'll upscale to match your 4K screens.
Now, controlling this beast, if I put this in a sports bar, does the user need an IT degree to change the channel?
Hopefully not. It offers multiple methods, including front panel buttons and a remote control for the basics. But for integrators, it supports RS-232 and IP control via a web GUI.
Finally, we have to talk about the peace of mind factors from the source. HDTV Supply lists this around $1,500.
For a device that replaces a matrix switcher, a video wall controller, and a multi-viewer, that's a strong value. Plus, it includes a 5-year Zenty warranty and lifetime technical support from HDTV Supply.
That lifetime support is the kicker. Knowing you have a lifeline when things go wrong is worth actual money. So the key takeaway for you listening is that the Zenty ZT-117 allows for complex professional-grade visual setups without requiring a massive rack of equipment.
It brings seamless technology down to a form factor that works beautifully to keep your audience engaged.
Here's a final provocative thought for you to explore on your own. With tools like this becoming so accessible, how might we see video walls move from sports bars and concerts into our home offices or living rooms as a new form of interior design?
If the price keeps dropping, it could happen sooner than you think.
Something to mull over. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.